Welcome back to Just What We Needed, another podcast. It is fight week, and I just finished watching the face-to-face between Mike Tyson and Jake Paul, and I'm going to be completely honest, I hated all of their answers but one. I did. I watched it, and it was kind of dumb because they had a little gimmick going to where the person asking the questions, he was going to give them each 45 seconds to answer the questions. And I thought that was, all right, straight to the point. Mike was cool with it. He answered it straight and through because Mike doesn't have shit to prove. It just makes more sense saying it out loud. Like, it's Mike Tyson. Hell, one of his answers, it was just like, why does Mike Tyson win this fight? Because I'm Mike Tyson. That makes so much fucking sense. But Jake was a fucking dickhead during that, honestly. Like, what was it? They asked him a question, and again, like, this is even though this is Jake's, like, promotion, most valuable prospects, he was still being a dickhead. Like, the person who you guys hired to keep it orderly and be like, hey, it's his turn, now it's your turn. He told Jay, he was just like, hey, are they telling me, not even him, he was like, yeah, they telling me, wrap it up, you going over your time, Jake. Jake was just like, oh, really? Oh, we got all day. Who said that? Oh, John, yeah, fuck you, John. Nigga, this is nigga, you set these rules. Like, you or your promotion set these rules that you're going over, that you're just, like, not caring about. So, what was the point in that? That was really useless. And then it was weird because the men, they had 45 seconds. They gave Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano 30 seconds. Like, I don't understand why they wanted to make that one short. Like, the rounds are already shorter, and they mentioned in the interview that they wanted to go for more time, but it was denied for whatever reason. And now y'all shortening their time here. It's just like, do you respect women? Why would you give them less time? Give them the same amount of time as the headline. What? Especially since they're going so hard. You know what? Whatever. Like I said, I didn't like any of their answers from Mike or Jake, except for one, because they keep going with this is the biggest fight in boxing. Like, that was pretty much both of their answers for everything, which we all know is not true. Non-boxing fans know that this is not true. Like, you see Jake Paul, you see an elderly Mike Tyson. In what world is this the biggest fight in boxing? I don't see it. Like, it's Jake Paul. For those who don't know, Jake has a tendency of fighting either elderly MMA fighters for some fucking reason. I still don't understand what the fixation is there. He fights older fighters, like older retired fighters, or just like younger, not to say no names, but just younger, inexperienced boxers. Which would kind of make sense because he is not necessarily inexperienced at this point. But it's like, you'll see his opponents and you're just like, who? You'll see his opponent and be like, didn't he retire? You'll see his opponent and be like, how old is he? The only answer that I liked coming from Jake was when they asked him a question about how people call him a manufactured killer or something like that. He was like, how do you feel about what people have been saying about you, a manufactured killer? And Jake said the deadliest weapon in the world was manufactured. I said, okay. I said, all right, you know what? That's a solid comeback for that shit. That's a solid comeback for that. But aside from that, I want to know, how much are we putting on this fight, guys? I need to know, because, I've been saving for my trip to Evo next year, and that shit's not till July. I got $50 to spare. And I want to put it on Mike because Mike is the underdog in this fight. For good reason, because he's old as hell now. But how much are we putting on? I want to put $50 on Mike getting the knockout, because what I feel is, because it's 2 minute rounds with heavier gloves. So they obviously did that for Mike's health, right? That's just very obvious. It was for Mike's health. So it's a chance that he can go the distance. He said he's in much better shape than he was in his last fight. I never watched it, but people were telling me like he was gassed early and how he was just not, like, it's not Mike. Age, like, Father Time caught up with him. So I still want to put money on the knockout, but at the same time, bro, like, age is age. You can fight Jake. You can fight whoever. What's his name? Holyfield. You can fight them. You can't fight Time, bro. Like, I don't know what to put down for that. I want to put money on it. And the thing is, it's not even a pay-per-view. It's on Netflix. So, like, anybody with the Netflix account can watch it. So I'm gonna be watching it with my homeboy that Friday night. But I want to put something on. I just don't know what. So that's why I'm asking, like, guys, what are we putting on this? Who do you guys think is gonna win this fight, anyways? But as a complete sidebar that has absolutely nothing to do with boxing, something that's been on my chest, especially since I mentioned it just a second ago, where I'm taking a trip to Vegas for Evo at some point in July. Whenever they announced that hotel, my money's down. My money is down. But I wanted to talk about how terrible Expedia's rewards program is, because I had gotten multiple hotels last year. Well, yeah, last year leading up to the New Year's, I gotten a couple different hotels, motels, Holiday Inns. I had to. But, like, all it amounted to was a total of 50. And, like, one of those hotels it cost a pretty fucking penny for New Year's, is all I'm gonna say. And then I was at Red Roof a couple times. I just think their rewards program is some shit for what it could be. To the point where I just went ahead and made an account with, like, the actual hotels that I stay at, because you're gonna get more bang for your buck just going through the actual hotel itself. Because what the fuck? Why? What do you mean I've spent over $1,000 in hotels and the most you can give me is like $50 off? That really pissed me off to no end when I first saw that. Like, that's enough to make you leave. Like, yes, Expedia's convenient because it sees, on top of that, sometimes you get discounts just for booking with the hotel themselves. Like, Expedia, obviously, you know, they will have their fee for booking, I guess, but going straight through the hotel, you save more. Like, the last Red Roof I got was $20 less getting it straight through them rather than Expedia. And I was like, what the like, why? Expedia is good for when you want to, you know, maybe hold a hotel and they don't give you that option. Like, you know, you just want to set it up but not pay for it till you get there, which is cool. I think you pay more for it that way, but I mean, it is what it is if you just want to secure that room. But their rewards program is actually dog shit. And there's nothing I really know or nothing else I can say to not make it dog shit. Like, let me look this up real quick. And, you know, maybe I'm just not looking at it right. Maybe I'm just reading it incorrectly. Like, it's one of those things, especially now that I work in sales, just like, you didn't read the page that we never showed you. Like, one key cash, it said 1 key cash is your rewards currency to use on Expedia. $1 in 1 key cash is $1 to use on eligible hotels, car rentals, flights, and more. How I read it, and it also says, like, save 10% or more on over 100,000 hotels. Truthfully speaking, 10% off of like $300 isn't much. It's really not shit. But sorry I keep pausing too, because of course, you know, I do this shit when I'm at work and I have my downtime instead of doing anything actually useful, like, you know, cold calling or setting up the store to look presentable. I do this instead because why not? You know, like, I'm looking at some cases. It could probably be restocked, but you know what? Where was I? Okay, Expedia, yeah. Save 10% is really not much. Also, remember, save up to 30% on Expedia when adding a hotel to a flight. See, that one makes sense. Expedia to me seems like if you're booking everything in one go, then maybe, yeah, I could see it. But I thought their dollar thing, because One Key Cash is relatively new. Like, Expedia points, like, this is different from what they had originally. I was thinking that it translated dollar to dollar, but it does not, and it's kind of hard to understand for me, because, you know, I'm slow and math was never my greatest subject, how that converts. Like, I'm only seeing dollar for dollar. Like, let's say, let's just do this real quick, right? So, I was already looking at hotels in Vegas. Okay, Las Vegas, for a couple days, August 1st through the 4th. Let's say I want to book this, right? So, and it's like, I'm not really expecting, like, a big ass payment. So then, you know, you get a hotel here, and you get $800 off the next one. Like, I'm not expecting that. I'm just expecting just better from, like, this company, you know? So, let's say non-refundable extra room. Okay, it's $203 a night, $690 total. Let's reserve it, right? And hopefully it'll show us what it looks like in the one, the cash rewards system. Okay, so I had to be signed in order to see how much it would give for one key. So for this hotel, I just clicked on a random hotel, $187 a night, and for the total of $739, you get $11 in one key cash. That sounds fucking terrible. That to me sounds like a terrible trade-off. Like, why would I $11? Let's see, how much would I need to do? How much money would you need to spend to get $100 off of one night at a hotel? I'm not doing that math because I don't want to. But if someone more interested, like, clearly it's going to be a shit ton of money that I don't have because I'm just a lowly salesman. That's it, and I barely make my commission as it is. But that's just it's too much. But that's all I wanted to complain about today, was how terrible Expedia is convenient, but as far as the rewards go, they are god awful. And I really want Jake Paul to I was about to say Jake Paul get the knockout. I really want Mike to get the knockout. The thing is, this is one of those fights where nobody wins. Been saying this since the beginning. Nobody wins this fight. Like, the fans don't win. Mike doesn't win because, like, okay, you knocked out Jake Paul. You're supposed to do that. You're Mike Tyson. Jake Paul doesn't win because you just knocked out another old ass man. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, if Mike was 40, this would be, but he's like 60, isn't he? How old is Mike Tyson? Let's see. Yeah, Mike Tyson is 58 years old, almost 60. And Jake Paul is 27. Nobody wins this, but I am going to watch it because violence. I appreciate you guys listening. You have a good day. I'm going to try to pump these out a little more because I want to really get into the flow of content creation, and a podcast is like the bare minimum thing that I can do to just get back into things.